Thank you, moderator. As you heard that I will be presenting from our Nigerian colleagues in favor of them. Today I want to respectfully remember the heavy midwifery day. This study was very interesting as this was a very good impact on the life of the woman in Nigeria. So we are going to present this study of this seminar. As you already know that eclampsia is a very common cause of maternal death worldwide, particularly in the developing country. And the eclampsia collaborative trial and the MAGPIE study all confirm that the efficacy of magnesium sulfate in the treatment of severe anemia and eclampsia. It shows that 52 and 67% of the recurrence of seizure, it reduced, and those then with the diazepam and other phenytoin derivatives. And 58% of the prevent progression from severe eclampsia to eclampsia. So it also reduced the maternal death. So we did a study in the Kano state, which is most populous state in the Nigeria. So you can see from this figure that how its demographic picture looks like. It's about 10 million populations. Maternal mortality is about 1,000 per 100,000 live births, and TFR is about 7.3. About 5% of them use modern contraceptive methods, and their age of marriage was less than 17, and 45% of the adolescent began childbearing. And there was about 39 hospitals who gave the free maternity scheme in this state, and they occasionally use the magnesium sulfate for the treatment of pre-eclampsia and eclampsia. So if you look into the maternal mortality in this state, you can see in northwest Nigeria, there was studies which shows that about 31% to 46% maternal death due to eclampsia. If you look in the south and central Nigeria, you can see there are about 34% maternal death due to eclampsia. In Nigeria, this eclampsia is a common cause of maternal death. Despite the evidence that magnesium sulfate prevents the progression from severe pre-eclampsia to eclampsia, but it was not universally used in Nigeria, particularly in the northwest Nigeria, which is predominantly in Muslim state. The study was launched by Population Council with MacArthur Foundation, funding from the MacArthur Foundation. It was a pre-post study with clinical setting without any separate separate control group. The study was approved by Nigerian Institute of Medical Research and Pop Council IRB. Mainly three interventions was given in the studies: the training of service provider, the developing mag sulfate clinical protocol, and supplying and introducing magnesium sulfate in the state. You see, they called 25 doctors and midwife for the training from 10 hospitals, one doctor and one midwife, and they gave a 2-day training. Initial day, first day was with lecture on all hypertension in pregnancy and low use of magnesium and treatment of magnesium sulfate. And the second day, they gave the practical training on how to use the magnesium sulfate and monitor the toxicity of the magnesium sulfate. These 25 10 staff returned to their hospitals, and they started step-down training for 160 staff in the 10 hospitals, and they also developed the magnesium sulfate clinical protocol. How can I show the protocol?
So if you want to go backwards?
No, it's link file.
Sorry?
link file. There is a link file.
Oh, I have no.
Okay, I could not go through the link file here. I can show you what protocol, a simple protocol for magnesium sulfate introduction they used in this hospital, which says the 4 gram magnesium sulfate they have given in the first dose, and then, so can I go down?
Sure, just remember you only have so much time.
All right. So then they gave the another 10 gram in 2 Bartok intramuscular. Then in the maintenance dose they have given. The participant was also supplied with magnesium sulfate, the patellar hammer, to see the toxicity of the magnesium sulfate, to see the patellar tendon, and calcium gluconate for treatment for the toxicity of the magnesium sulfate. All 10 facilities were started the study in February 2008. Okay, thank you. So baseline information collected during the January 2007 to December 31st, 2007. 1 year baseline was collected from 3 facilities. A form was developed to collect the information from the 10 hospitals, and 12 months data were collected. 2 data review was conducted to assess the data quality, and the multivariate analysis was performed to determine the factor associated with the severe preeclampsia and case fatality rate. The baseline finding from 3 hospitals shows that about 1,233 mothers took severe preeclampsia and eclampsia services in the last 1 year. Among them, 258 mothers died due to severe preeclampsia and eclampsia. Case fatality rate was 20.9%. If we go to the post-intervention finding, you can see the mother was almost above half was below 20 years. About 60% had primary gavida, and 74% was no education. You see about 56% of the mother took the ANC services, and although they have taken ANC services, about 60% of them reached to the hospital within 1 hour, 24% within 1 to 3 hours, and the others remaining 16% more than 3 hours. Now let's see what was the outcome of the pregnancy and fetal and maternal death after administration of magnesium sulfate. You can see there was spontaneous vaginal delivery about 76% cases, cesarean section was about 17%, and assisted vaginal delivery was about 2.3%. The maternal death was 2.3%, and fetal death about 12.3%. Now let's see what is the factor associated with these case fatality rate. You can see the age is not significantly related with the case fatality rate, but you can see the parity about 5%. The probability of death of mother was 5 times higher among those who have 6 or more children compared to those who are primary gavida. Education was not significantly related. Number of seizure and feed before the presentation was 2 times higher among the mothers who has 3 or more seizures. Recurrent seizure has a significant relation with the case fatality rate. You can see about 8 times higher. The probability higher of the mother was 8 times those who had seizure after administration of loading dose. In parity, here you can see about 5 times the probability of maternal death was 5 times higher among those who had 6 or more children compared to those who are primary gavida. And recurrent seizure after feed or administration of loading dose was about 8% higher those who had feet after loading dose compared to those who did not have seizures. Now we can see the perinatal death. You can see there are 3-4 cases, issues are here, who is associated with that. The recurrent seizure after magnesium sulfate loading dose. About three times, the probability of death of the child was 3 times higher those who had recurrent seizure after magnesium sulfate loading dose. The probability of death, perinatal death was 4 times higher among those who had assisted vaginal delivery compared to those who had cesarean delivery. In case of seizure before the presentation, you can see about 5 times higher those who had 5 or more times more seizure before the presentation to the hospital. And time before presentation to the hospital was not significantly related. Now, if you look into the comparison of the case fatality rate at the baseline and during intervention, you can see in the baseline that was case fatality it was 20.9%. After the intervention, it was 2.3%, a reduction of about 42%. So overall, post-intervention finding showed that about 1,045 severe preeclampsia and eclampsia patients admitted in 12 months. Mean time before the presentation was 8.4. Mean number of seizure was 3.2. Case fatality rate was 2.3. Perinatal death was 12.3% and reduction of case fatality rate by 12.4%. 2.2% of the patient had toxic effect of magnesium sulfate, but there was no fatality. Intervention finding also showed that teenage primary gravida and illiteracy attainment are risk factor for developing preeclampsia and eclampsia. So after this, by the 10th month of this program, the state government took this program and they purchased the magnesium sulfate. State government replicated this intervention into the remaining 25 facilities. A follow-on project is also running on. So there are a few challenges as well. You see in the in the 1 year, there was at least one time there was shortage of magnesium sulfate in the hospitals. And they also find that women reaching the hospital very late. So thank you very much from my side. Thank you very much.